A very important topic in PTE, okay? And it's so important that the word has even appeared in Pearson guideline, and that's phrasing or chunking, okay? Let's see what phrasing or chunking is. It is recognizing the phrases or chunks in a sentence. So when we say phrases here, we mean chunks, okay? There might be some differences between the grammatical meaning of phrase and chunk, because chunk is not a meaningful word in grammar of a language. We say chunk, chunk means piece. But here when we say chunking, we mean phrasing, okay? Phrasing in a language. So phrasing or chunking is recognizing, identifying the phrases or chunks in a sentence and read each chunk or each piece or each phrase like a single unit or a single word. So when you have a phrase, although you have a phrase, for example, I say an orange bell, it's a noun phrase. It has 3 words, an orange bell. But when I want to say it in PTE speaking, or generally, it's not just about PTE really, it's about just saying the word, it's about speaking anywhere. I don't think about it as an orange bell. I think about it as this, an entity itself. It's something which is an orange bell. So I regard it as a single unit, or I regard it as a single word even, although it has 3 words in it. This is the meaning of chunking, okay? Why is chunking important? Why it's so important that Mr. Pearson has even talked about it in its guideline? Because chunking is important because it makes speech, saying things meaningful as you get to know the structure of the sentence. Sorry guys, this is capital A, it must be small a. It's just in the middle of the sentence, it's not a new sentence. So let me read it again. Chunking is important because it makes the speech meaningful as you get to know the structure of the sentence. So when you realize, when you identify, when you recognize the chunks of a sentence, you can say this sentence more meaningfully because you understand the structure of the sentence. For example, an easy example, I say, the orange bell is on the table. Look, the orange bell is on the table, okay? We have the orange bell, it's one unit, it's one chunk, is on the table. Is the verb, could be another chunk. It talks about the existence of this bell on the table. On the table is another phrase, it's a prepositional phrase. And it talks about the place of the bell, okay? So I know the structure of the sentence. It talks about the orange bell, and it talks about the place where this orange bell is. So the orange bell is on the table, okay? It makes it much easier when I recognize these chunks to say this sentence. So oral fluency goes up. Now, another thing which is important about chunks and about chunking is that no pause is allowed within a chunk. When you are reading a chunk or when you're saying a chunk, okay, you're not allowed to pause in the chunk, okay? For example, I cannot say an orange bell. I need to say an orange bell, no pause. Sometimes inside the chunk you have commas. If you have commas inside the chunk, it's okay to pause. Whenever you have a comma, it's okay to say the sentence with a teeny tiny pause. So, number 1, no pauses within a chunk because it's not meaningful to say the orange bell. It's meaningful to say the orange bell. But if you have a comma within a chunk, in longer chunks, it's okay to have a pause at commas. It's always okay to have pauses at commas, okay? No pause is allowed within a chunk unless you have commas, as it's treated as a single word, okay? Let's have a look at some common phrases or chunks for PT. Okay, so okay, Leila, I understand what you're saying about the orange bill, but give me some practical examples of chunks in PTE, okay? These are the common phrases for the sake of PTE, for the test thing, okay? Noun phrases. Noun phrases are some phrases. We've already talked a lot about noun phrases in our PTE foundation course. You know, that's a sum of some like articles, adjectives, and a noun or something like that. Okay, for example, the old book on the top shelf. The old book on the top shelf could be regarded as a noun phrase, all right? Or you can say the old book is one noun phrase. On the top shelf is a prepositional phrase because it starts with on. So two ways you have to look at it. You can look at the old book on the shelf as one noun phrase or two phrases. One noun phrase, the old book, and one prepositional phrase, on the top shelf, okay? The next one. A challenging problem in quantum physics. A challenging problem in quantum physics. You know it's a noun phrase. Remember we said when you want to recognize noun phrases, just see if it can be an object or a subject of a sentence. If it can work as a subject or an object, then it is a noun phrase. Say, for example, I love a challenging problem in quantum physics. Is it okay? Yes, I can say, I love a challenging problem in quantum physics. I love quantum physics. Or I can say, a challenging problem in quantum physics is beautiful. Okay, again, it's the subject of a sentence, so it's a noun phrase, all right? For this one, I can say a challenging problem is a noun phrase. In quantum physics is a prepositional phrase because I have in. In is a preposition, okay? Or I can say the whole thing is a noun phrase. That's also possible. My sister's beautiful handmade necklace. My sister's beautiful handmade necklace. You know, noun phrases revolve around nouns. So I'm talking about the necklace, okay? What is this necklace like? This necklace is handmade, it's beautiful, and it belongs to my sister. So all together, they form a chunk. This is a noun phrase, okay? Now, because I have a comma there, I can pause, all right? I can say, my sister's beautiful handmade necklace. My sister's beautiful handmade necklace. Because I have a comma, it's okay to pause, all right? So, one common group of phrases in PTE are noun phrases. The next common ones are verb phrases. What are verb phrases? Verb phrases are verbs and some words that are added to these verbs. Okay, very easy. Look, for example, I say, we'll complete the assignment. We'll complete the assignment. What is the verb in the sentence? Complete. That's the main verb. What is will? Will is a modal. It's adding more information to complete. It says this completion takes place in the future. So we say will complete. And also the assignment, I'm giving more information about completing. What are you completing? This completion happens on what? This completion happens on an assignment. So I say, will complete the assignment. You can say, will complete is a verb phrase, or will complete the assignment is a verb phrase. Both are possible, okay? So you can say, will complete is a noun phrase, is a verb phrase. The assignment is a noun phrase, or I prefer this one, and PTE prefers this one. You can say, will complete the assignment all together as a verb phrase. A verb and some words that are giving more information about the verb, like it's time. Is studying for the upcoming exam. Is studying for the upcoming exam, okay? Again, is studying is the verb, you know that, all right? Studying is the verb, and when I say is studying, it means it's happening now. Like she's studying for the upcoming exam. So is studying is definitely the verb phrase, but I can ask you, okay, what is she studying for? What is she studying? You say, she is studying for the upcoming exam. So the whole thing could be regarded as a verb phrase, or you can say, easy peasy, is studying is a verb phrase, and for the upcoming exam is a prepositional phrase because it starts with a preposition for the upcoming exam. And the last one. For example, she has been working diligently all day. She's been working diligently all day, okay? I can say has been working is a verb phrase because working is the verb, work. The tense is present perfect continuous, has been working. So all together, it's a verb phrase. Or I can say, has been working diligently all day. All together is a verb phrase. Because diligently and all day, they are giving more information about studying. Okay, working. I say, how is she working? You say, she's been working diligently, very hard. When has she been working? All day. How long has she been working? All day. So these two words, diligently and all day, they're giving more information about working, so they can be included in the verb phrase. Or you can say, has been working is a verb phrase, diligently is an adverb, and all day is another adverb. That's the adverb of like howness. Yeah, you say how diligently, and all day is an adverb of time. Or I prefer to say the whole thing is a chunk, is a phrase, because it's about working and more information about working, like how and how long. Okay? Guys, how are you doing? All good? Because we have two other categories too. Very good, guys. We will practice that. Don't worry. We'll practice it a lot. Till you go home. Of course, you don't go home. You're at home. Till we finish the workshop, we will be practicing this. Okay? So you'll get the hang of it very easily. Don't worry. Let's talk about adjective phrases. What are adjective phrases? Adjective phrases are like adjectives and some words that add to the meaning of that adjective. For example, I say, covered in colorful flowers, the garden looked stunning. Okay? Covered in colorful flowers is altogether an adjective. The adjective is covered, PP, past participle, yeah? But in colorful flowers is adding some information to covered. You say covered in what? I say covered in colorful flowers. Okay, so all together it's an adjective phrase. Phrase is not one word. That's why we call it a phrase. Look at this one. The man known for his integrity seemed quite mysterious. The man known for his integrity, okay, known for his integrity is an adjective phrase. Okay, known for what? Known for his integrity. Okay, I'm describing the man. Which man are you talking about, Layla? That man or that man? None of them. I'm talking about the man known for his integrity. It's an adjective, but it's not an adjective word. It's an adjective phrase. Okay, remember adjective clauses? The same thing. Of course, you might say the man known for his integrity altogether is a noun phrase. The man known for his integrity. I prefer this one because it's longer. And the last group, they're adverb phrases. All right, they are again adverbs and some words that add some information to these adverbs. We have got adverbs of time, adverbs of place, all of them. For example, shh, very quietly, the cat sneaked into the room. Shh, very quietly. Quietly is an adverb. Very is another adverb that says how quietly. I say not a little quietly, very quietly, okay? Very quietly. It's like so much. So I say very quietly, the cat sneaked into the room. The next one. In a hurry, she left the house. I ask you, how did she leave the house? In a hurry. In a hurry. I'm describing how she felt, but I'm not giving you one word. I don't say happily, she left the house. Sadly, she left the house. No, I say in a hurry. In a hurry. I have three words. All together, they make a phrase. It's an adverb phrase. And the last one, I love this one. He pursued his goals with determination. With determination. How did he follow his dreams, his goals? He followed them with determination. It's an adverb phrase. Why? Because it's saying how he followed his dreams, how he pursued his goals. You might say with determination is a prepositional phrase because it's with plus determination. That's okay. So with determination could be an adverb phrase or a prepositional phrase. Both are correct. And at the last, I think I said that's the last, but I told you a big lie because this is the last. about prepositional phrases, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Prepositional phrases start with a preposition. From, at, about, around, okay, across from, all of these. In, on, for example, in the morning, I like to take a leisurely walk. In the morning. In the morning is a prepositional phrase because it starts with in the morning, okay? You can also say in the morning is an adverb phrase. That's fine because it's about the time. When? In the morning. Two are possible. Preposition phrase or an adverb phrase. The cat sat on the windowsill observing the birds outside, okay? The cat sat where? On the windowsill. On the windowsill. This is on the window. I cannot say on the windowsill. On the windowsill is a chunk. I cannot detach the parts. I cannot separate it. They're together. It's a prepositional phrase or an adverb phrase because it's, again, this one is talking about the place. Where? On the windowsill, okay? And the last one. We went for a picnic by the river, enjoying the atmosphere. We went for a picnic, okay? For a picnic is a prepositional phrase. You cannot say for a picnic. For a picnic is together. It's a prepositional phrase. By the river. I cannot say by the river. By the river is all together. It's a place. So it's a prepositional phrase, okay? Or you can say an adverb, by the river. It's an adverb of place, okay? Enjoying the atmosphere. So guys, all together, when you have a chunk, when you have a phrase, you're not allowed to put pauses in between. And it's more important than that, guys. It's not just about pauses. It's about understanding what you're saying so that you can say it fluently and meaningfully. When you say it meaningfully, I mean, the system cannot realize you're saying it meaningfully because it doesn't understand meaning. PTE system does not understand meaning, but it understands fluency. One thing that causes you to be non-fluent is not to be able to recognize the chunks. I'll show you how. Now, look at this one. The longer the chunks, the more fluent speech gets. Remember I told you I prefer longer chunks? The longer your chunks, the more fluent you speak, like native speakers, the more native-like you speak. Now, in which PTE task is chunking particularly important? Can you let me know in the comments, guys, in the group? In which PTE question, in which PTE task, chunking is very important? Excellent. Very good. Excellent. RA and RS. Excellent, guys. In both a read aloud and repeat sentence, chunking is very important. In repeat, I'm not going to talk about it that much, honestly, today. It's not really the focus of our workshop today. Repeat sentence is not. But you're right, guys. In both RA and RS, chunking is very important. In RS, something that helps you to remember the sentence is to understand its chunks. Okay, so you can memorize the sentence more easily and you can remember the sentence more easily. Because in RS, the challenge is that we don't remember the sentence because we don't pay attention to its chunks. Once you improve your knowledge of chunks of phrases, it's much easier for you to memorize the sentence and to remember it when you want to repeat it. But as of today, we're going to focus on the importance of chunking in Read Aloud. Okay? Chunking is particularly important in read aloud and repeat sentence, as you say, and needs to happen during the 30 to 40 seconds preparation time, guys. Of course, now that you're attending in this workshop, you're expected to know what read aloud is, okay? In read aloud, you're given a text, you're given 30 to 40 seconds to prepare and read. That's it. And then 40 seconds to read the text aloud and record your voice. This chunking is not happening when you're reading, guys, because there is no time. Oh, that's the chunk. Oh, that's an adverb. Oh my God, that's a prepositional chunk. No, this chunking, identifying the chunks, must happen during the preparation time, the prep time, which is 30 to 40 seconds depending on the length of your text. We're going to practice this. Now, look at this text. It's a very short text passage. Might be a read aloud. It's academic anyways. I give you 40 seconds to identify the chunks of this sentence. Okay? What are the chunks of this sentence? Okay? So, 40 seconds, identify the chunks. 3, 2, 1. You might give different answers, guys. That's fine, because there is not a certain number of chunks. Some of you might have chosen shorter chunks. Some of you guys might have chosen longer chunks. But don't forget, our aim is to go for the longer chunks. Okay? This is our aim. Okay? Let's have a look at the board. In job interviews, that's a prepositional phrase because we have a preposition here. In is a preposition. So in job interviews, okay, it's talking about the job interviews and what happens in job interviews. It's a prepositional phrase. Candidate is a noun phrase. It's a short one because it's a noun and it doesn't say successful candidates or very successful candidates or very good-looking candidates. No more information, just candidates. So it's a noun phrase made up of only one noun. Okay, so candidates. Showcase skills, experience, and adaptability. Showcase. Showcase is a verb. Okay. I ask you, they showcase what? What do they show? You say, Leila, they show skills, they show experience, and they show adaptability. Okay, so I have a verb and I have the objects of the verb. What do they showcase? They showcase experience, skills, and adaptability. All together, they can be a verb phrase. Okay, showcase skills, experience, and adaptability. Or maybe you say, showcase is a verb phrase, and then skills, experience, and adaptability, that's a noun phrase. That's also correct. But the best one is the longer one, okay? So you say, what are you talking about? I'm talking about in job interviews. What happens in job interviews? I'm talking about what candidates show. Okay, what do candidates show? What do candidates showcase, sorry. They showcase the skills, adaptability, and what? Experience. Okay, this is how this sentence is structured. Now, employers, I'm just talking about employers generally. It's a noun phrase made up of only one noun. I'm not talking about good employers, successful employers, good-looking, the very good-looking employers. No, I'm just talking about employers. So that's a noun phrase, a chunk. Evaluate qualifications, communication, and cultural fits. Okay, so evaluate is the verb. What do they evaluate? They evaluate qualifications, communication, and cultural fits. Okay, all together, they can be considered as a verb phrase, or you can say evaluate is a verb and these are the noun phrases. That's right too, but I prefer the longer ones, okay? The verb and the information related to the verb. What do they evaluate? They evaluate qualifications, communication, and cultural fit. Cultural fit for decisions. It means for the decisions they make. For decisions, for is a preposition. So for decisions is a prepositional phrase. You might say, Leila, can I say evaluate qualifications, communication, and cultural fit for decisions all together as a verb phrase? I would say yes. I would say yes. But personally, I would separate for decisions. It's easier for me to analyze it this way, but you can include for decisions in your verb phrase, okay? That's how it works. So I'm analyzing. Look, in job interviews, I'm talking about job interviews, candidates. Okay, what do candidates do? They showcase, what do they showcase? They showcase this, and this. Employers, okay, we're talking about employees. What do employers do? Employers evaluate. What do they evaluate? They evaluate this, and this. Why do they evaluate that? They evaluate that for decisions. Okay, this is how I analyze the structure of the sentence, and that's how I can read it or say it more fluently. Okay?